All right, let's talk about online privacy. Today we're going to dive deep into one of the most powerful privacy tools out there, the Tor browser, and more importantly, how to use it safely. Let's get right into it.
This is really the big question of our digital lives, isn't it? In a world where it feels like every move we make online is tracked, is it even possible to be truly anonymous anymore? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out. So, to even begin to answer that, we have to understand what we're up against. This first part is what I'm calling the quest for anonymity. Here's the thing you've got to understand about the internet today. Pretty much every single click, every search, every website you visit, it leaves a trace. It gets logged somewhere. Whether it's your internet provider, the sites themselves, or advertisers, they're all watching. Browsing the web normally is like walking on a sandy beach. You're leaving footprints everywhere you go.
And that is precisely where Tor comes into the picture. Tor, which actually stands for the Onion Router, is a special kind of web browser built from the ground up to basically erase those footprints as you make them. Its entire purpose is to help make your communication anonymous.
But, and this is a huge but, let's get one thing straight right from the start. Using Tor doesn't just magically make you invisible online. It's an incredibly powerful tool for sure, but the anonymity it gives you is completely in your hands. One wrong move and poof, it's gone.
So how in the world does Tor actually pull this off? Well, the secret sauce is in this really clever process that's actually hidden right in its name, onion routing.
Okay, so picture this. A normal internet connection is basically a straight line. It's you connecting directly to a website. It's fast, it's simple, and it's completely visible to anyone watching that line. But with Tor, it's totally different. Your connection takes this wild, zigzagging journey through a global network of computers run by volunteers.
And this journey has three main stops. First, your traffic hits what's called an entry node. Now, this computer knows who you are. It sees your IP address, but it has no clue where you're ultimately trying to go. From there, you're bounced to a random middle node. This one is just a middleman. It knows nothing about who you are or where you're going. And finally, you reach the exit node. This is the computer that actually connects to the website you want to visit. So the website only sees the exit node's IP address, not yours. The key here is that the exit node knows your destination, but it has no idea who you are. No single point in this chain knows both who you are and where you're going. It's brilliant.
And that's why they call it the Onion Router. Your data gets wrapped up in all these different layers of encryption, just like, you guessed it, an onion. As your connection hops from one node to the next, one layer of encryption gets peeled away, revealing only the next stop on the journey. It's a fantastic way to keep your information separated.
Okay, so knowing the theory is great, but using it correctly, that's a whole other ballgame. Let's get practical and talk about how to set this thing up for maximum safety. Right off the bat, there are two things that are absolutely non-negotiable. First, and I really can't say this enough, only, and I mean only, download the Tor browser from its official website, torproject.org. There are fake versions out there, and trust me, they are not your friends. Second, as soon as you install it, go straight into the settings and crank that security level all the way up to safest.
But why, you might ask? Well, that safest setting turns off a bunch of web features, especially certain kinds of JavaScript, that can actually be used to trick the browser into revealing your real location. Yeah, it might make some websites look a little bit broken or weird, but that is a small price to pay for actual security.
And here are two more super important rules. First, never, ever install browser extensions. I don't care if it's your favorite ad blocker or password manager, nothing. They just aren't built for Tor's security model, and they can leak your information. Second, you have to fight the urge to make the browser window full screen. All Tor browsers start at the same standard size for a reason. It helps prevent websites from figuring out who you are based on your unique screen size. It's a technique called browser fingerprinting.
Okay, now for what might be the most important part. Because even if you have the absolute perfect setup, your own actions can tear it all down in an instant. Let's talk about the big mistakes that will completely break your privacy. This is rule number 1, with a bullet. Do not, I repeat, do not log into your personal accounts. Not your email, not your social media, not anything that is tied to your real identity. The moment you log in, you've just raised a giant flag that tells that service, hey, this supposedly anonymous person? Yeah, that's me. And just like that, your anonymity for that whole session is gone.
Now this next one is a little sneakier, but it's just as dangerous.
A lot of files, things like PDFs or Word documents, can have little bits of code inside them that try to connect to the internet. They phone home. If you download a file using Tor and then open it while you're still online, that file could make a connection that goes completely around Tor, revealing your real IP address to the world.
Let's be crystal clear on this one. Tor is not for torrenting. The technology that makes torrenting work is literally designed to share your IP address with a whole bunch of other people. It will completely ignore Tor's settings and just broadcast your real location to everyone. It's one of the fastest ways to get de-anonymized. Just don't do it.
So when you put all these rules together, you start to see a pattern, right? It all points to one big idea. The tool is only as good as the person using it. Real privacy isn't just about software, it's a mindset.
And this brings up a question I get a lot. So, how is this different from a VPN? Well, think of it this way. A VPN is great for hiding what you're doing from your internet service provider, but the VPN company can still see everything. Tor is different. Its main goal is to hide who you are from the websites you're visiting. They're different tools for different jobs.
So if you're going to walk away with anything today, please let it be this: the 3 golden rules of Tor safety. 1. No logging into personal accounts. 2. No opening downloaded files while you're online. And 3. Absolutely no browser plugins. If you can stick to those, you are way ahead of the curve.
And that really gets to the heart of the matter. You can have the most powerful, most secure software on the planet, but if you're careless with how you act online, it just doesn't matter. Your behavior is always the final, most important layer of your own protection. And that kind of leaves us here. The anonymity that a tool like Tor can give you is an amazing thing, but it's also incredibly fragile. It takes knowledge, it takes discipline, and it takes being constantly aware of what you're doing. The tool is there for you, but the responsibility is all yours. So the real question is, how will you protect it?